from the top of West Mountain of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Good morning, everybody. This is 94.3 FM The Talker. This is Sanity Check. Libertarian Lou, Tea Party Mike. In studio today, Frank Sorek, where X is going to be joining us. We got the whole crew. If you want to join in on the conversation, you want to blow off a little steam, you want to start your weekend off right, you just call us at 888-577-4487. That number is 888-577-4487. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Lou. It's a beautiful day here in Texas.
It is here, too.
What's that?
It is here, too.
See? We're tag teaming here today, Lou.
Yes.
But Texas is always an exciting place. And, just recently we've had I'm learning more and more of how the election process differs from state to state, Lou.
It sure does.
And it really does. In Pennsylvania, as I've seen in the past, you could have two good candidates, and if somebody doesn't like the candidate that might be ahead, you throw in a couple more contestants, and at the end of the day, it's called stacking the deck. At the end of the day, your individual gets in, whether they get 12% of the vote.
Oh, that's right, and that's if you're able to make the primary. But if you're not part of the Moose Club or the Elks Club, if you're not part of the club, Frank's laughing at me. Okay, we'll change that. If you're not part of the Donkey Club or the Elephant Club, right, you're not allowed to vote. But you're right, Michael. There are different laws throughout the land. Last week we kind of touched on that a little bit. Remember, we're a country of laws. We're governed by our laws. And if I remember, Mr. X had brought up a point about Conyers, and I wrote that down, Michael. Conyers is a lawmaker from Michigan. He's been there for forever, and he didn't quite get his required 1,000 signatures to get on the ballot. But no problem. We found a judge that'll just say, oh, it's okay for him to be on the ballot. And people wonder why we have lost our sense of humor, so to speak, or why people are not engaged in the political process. Because when we watch this tomfoolery going on over and over and over again, where there is no set of laws. The laws are set for you and me, Michael, and you, Frank. But for those that are in power, what the heck? Do we really need laws? Do we need immigration laws? Do we need Fast and Furious laws? Do we need any kind of laws at all? Only for you and me, Michael.
That's why we have these judges, to let us know what laws we should and shouldn't follow. I mean,
exactly.
And from a judge's standpoint, if you don't agree with the law, you interpret it the way you agree with it. And you say, you know what, Michael, that's no. The law might say this, but it was the intent of the law that matters, not the actual law as written.
Michael, you see, he's trying to get my blood pressure up. Where do I call? Oh, that's 888-577-4487 if you want to blow off a little steam. He's going to try to get me going right off the bat there. So anyway, I understand you had primaries down there just this past week in Texas, Michael. What's going on here? I heard there's some good news. If you're a Tea Party fan, I understand there might be some good news down there.
There is some good news as far as really principle. I believe, being a Tea Party individual, we want to follow the Constitution. And what we found here in Texas is that the Tea Party had an overwhelming success. I believe out of all the Tea Party candidates, only one failed to make it to the general. And I think that's really inspiring to me, that there's actually people that are listening and who are trying to find out who the individuals are rather than just a name. We had a gentleman go up against by the name of David Dewhurst, an established Republican, against a Tea Party guy by the name of Daniel Patrick. They're running for lieutenant general. And, boy, sure enough, once again, and just to give a little history on David Dewhurst actually ran against another Tea Party guy in the past by the name of Ted Cruz.
Huh.
And Ted Cruz gave David Dewhurst a shellacking for the Senate race. And as we know, many of us know who Ted Cruz is. He's a very outspoken senator from Texas who really tries his best to follow the Constitution, who has locked horns with the Obama administration on many levels. And so David Dewhurst tries it again. And once again, he gets another beaten by a Tea Party fellow, because this particular Tea Party fellow, again, wants to follow the Constitution, wants to follow the laws that Frank is talking about, and there's no exception. And this is what I find exciting, and I hope that we can continue to see these particular growth in the Tea Party here, and the Tea Party doesn't have all the answers, Lou, but I think it certainly has a better answer than the established Republicans have at this point. And the message is loud and clear here in Texas.